Hello, welcome to Ikate's Crossing. Now what I want to do today with the Herbcrafter's Tarot, I had a look through the guidebook and I just saw the 5-card spread that I sort of want to do. So the 5-card spread is card 1 is current situation, card 2 is challenge, how to actually meet that challenge, 4 is potential outcome, and 5 most important thing to keep in mind. Now what I am going to do is use the Herbcrafter's Tarot. I've got the Green Witch Oracle and the Language of Flowers. Okay, so I do want to use these 3 decks in some way. So let's begin with the 5-card spread. Let's put these other decks to one side just for a second. Put them to one side. Okay, so let's grab the Herbcrafters. Now the first card we're going to pull out is the current situation. Let's have a look for those guys. This is what I'm doing here. This spread at the top here. This one here, the 5-card one, is you've got to separate all the suits out, and I'm not going to do that for the moment. I'm just going to do the 5-card spread here. I mean, I suppose you don't have to do anything really. These are just suggestions and ideas, aren't they, the spreads? So let's do the first one, is the current situation. Okay, current situation. Card number 2 is the challenge. Whoa. Okay, that popped out there. Card number 3 is how to actually meet that challenge. Card number 4, we have potential outcome. Well, that showed me straight away. And card number 5 is the most important thing to actually keep in mind. That's interesting. Most important thing to actually keep in mind. So let's do that. Okay, so let's do card number 1. Is the current situation. So current situation, I've got 6 of air. So there's some movement mentally. Feels like there's some movement going on mentally. It feels like I'm leaving something behind and moving into something new. So I think that really makes sense with how I'm been feeling. I've been feeling like I just need to sort of take some time out for me, which has been really important, but also focusing on the clients that I have for readings and things like that. Also doing my merchandise, getting that all sorted, which has taken a bit of time. I've still got some more merchandise to sort through, but yeah, it definitely feels like there's a lot going on there mentally. 4 of Earth. Okay, so this one here is the challenge at the moment. 4 of Earth, what am I holding on to? Maybe putting some things aside. So there is some things that maybe I'm holding on to too tight, maybe some things that I actually need to put aside for another time. You know, try not to do too much. That seems to be the challenge. Maybe I'm doing too much in some way. In some things I feel like I'm trying to create a sense of stability physically in my life, which has been quite hard. That seems to be a real challenge. I seem to sort of go to extremes in some way. Maybe I'm doing too much and then not enough, and you know, there's that yo-yoing sort of energy going on there. Okay, so how do I meet this challenge? With the Hermit, solitude, meditation, reflection. Interesting, gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom. That's an interesting one there. How do I meet the challenge? By going inside myself. That's interesting. 4, potential outcome is the Mother of Water. Okay, so nurturing myself. So my potential outcome is that I'm going to nurture myself, nurture my emotional needs, which is quite important there. Okay. So if the current situation is that I'm mentally shifting, there are some changes, I'm leaving behind the old, moving into smoother waters, things that, you know, I am doing that. So the actual challenge is looking at what I'm actually holding on to physically. Being able to create a sense of stability in my physical well-being, stability in my finances. That could be a real challenge, but I need to meet that challenge by isolation, by solitude is super important there. So that's listening to my body, which is what I'm doing. It sort of feels like I'm not really connecting with anybody out there at the moment. I'm just very much within myself. The potential outcome is that I'm going to be nurturing my emotions. That is that sense of sensitivity, nurturing my sensitivity, nurturing, I do feel like I'm nurturing my emotional energies at the moment. That's super important there. So the most important thing to keep in mind, the moon, moving through new cycles. That's really important, is that I'm moving through new cycles. I'm moving through different stages of the cycles, facing any fear that I need, you know, anything that I'm needing to deal with unconsciously is being dealt with. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Okay, so what an interesting spread when you sort of break it down. So let's have a look at the Green Witch Oracle. So let's have a look here. So what card or cards do I need to focus on here? What am I? This one here seems to be speaking, and this one, and there seems to be, oh, that's interesting, 5 cards for here as well, which is interesting. Now, they're not all going to be significant, but they're all part of the journey. So let's have a look. Okay, interesting here. Okay, it does feel like, interesting. There's a lot of healing going on, that's for sure. There's a lot of healing and stuff going on within myself. Oh, pardon me, excuse the throat as well. It's important to sort of stay grounded, making sure that I clear myself. I make sure I stay grounded. Is that enabling me? Okay. I feel like I'm got to stay productive as well. I think if I can take care of myself and nurture myself, the productivity is going to be higher. So important for me to make sure I stay positive energies. You know, don't get too down on myself. Don't be too harsh. Don't be too critical with that. And knowing that I'm attracting the right people into my life, the right energies. Everything's sort of moving in the right direction. You know, just remember to do that. That's very, very interesting there. Okay, so let's have a look at the language of flowers. Oh, that was interesting. That pulled out straight away. Resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. That could be the big shift that I'm going through mentally within myself. You know, there is a lot of stuff that I do feel like I'm moving through this new level of awareness. There's some stuff going on mentally, but I also think spiritually there's a lot of stuff going on for me as well. Super important to look at. Wow, that is so important. There are some things mentally that I sort of need to let go of, and this is a real personal journey. It's not about anybody else or anything like that. This is just about me, what I need to sort of deal with on a personal level. There is some stuff going on, and I need to sort of let that go and move on mentally from that, and that's a personal journey. Wow. Okay, so I've put myself into a real vulnerable state here, guys. So please, if you've got any comments, please make sure that they're positive. Make sure that they are kind. It's really important. Yes, it's okay. We can have a discussion. You can have the thoughts or ideas. But please make sure that you are gentle and kind and loving with your any comments or anything that you have in the chat. And be respectful of each other, please, those that comment down below. I'd love to hear if anyone tries this and sees what your thoughts and opinions are. If you do a VR to it, that would be really cool. I'd love to hear your thoughts in regards to any spreads that I do. So they can be definitely there. So this is the 5-card spread from the Herbcrafters, but of course can be done with any deck, any tarot deck you can do this with. So current situation, the challenge. Let me do this again. Yeah, current situation, challenge, how to meet the challenge, potential outcome, and most important thing to keep in mind. And that was with the Herbcrafters, and of course I used the Green Witch Oracle, and the Language of Flowers to give me that message, and that card just flipped out. Those 5 cards sort of pulled out, sort of stood out, so that was quite interesting. So yeah, it feels like there's a lot of healing going on, and it is important. And I do get a challenge, and there is a challenge in the way that I ground. Sometimes it can be really challenging to ground. And so it's important for me to stay productive in some way. But I also need to make sure that I stay positive myself, not too harsh, not too critical. Be a little bit gentle with myself. And be aware of what I'm attracting into my journey. Very important. Interesting. Okay, so that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care, and blessed be.